Hi there. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the spiritual attribute of bliss. Now, bliss is a word that we use sometimes when we're trying to explain how happy we are. We're just in a state of just great joy and happiness. Sometimes we throw the word around, oh, how blissful, when it's not really bliss, but that doesn't really matter. I think you get the idea that bliss is something pretty good. It's a state that we would probably want to be in. I'm not sure, well, this is me personally, I'm not sure that I would want to be in a state of bliss and nothing else. That might get a bit boring. But maybe you can be blissful while you are engaging in life, engaging and doing things. I don't know. I don't believe I've attained the state of bliss yet. In fact, my feeling is, my belief, my truth at this stage is that we don't really attain to the state of bliss until after we have completed all of our lifetimes and no longer need to incarnate again. When we are in that state, I believe we can be in a state of bliss and yet still be actively doing whatever it is we will be doing at that stage of our existence. For my belief, my truth is also that once we, some people say ascend, there's a lot of different interpretations on what that is. So I choose not really to use that term so much these days. And just say once we have completed our final incarnation in the physical, there are various roles we can play still. Jobs, jobs or careers, perhaps you could call it. For you know, we have our spirit guides, and some of those, the higher spirit guides, they have lived as physical beings, but they no longer incarnate. But they have chosen to stay, to help humanity to reach the same stage that they have reached. So they're in the perfect position to be able to guide us because they've been where we've been. They've done what we've done. They totally get us. They understand. But there are other things that we can do as souls once we have completed our earthly rounds. And that this is not the place for me to go into that. But basically, we are aiming to be able to get as close to that bliss that I believe we will only achieve once we have completed our lifetimes. As spiritual beings, we are aiming to reach as close as we can to that while in the physical. And it is possible. And the way to do it is to experience those things in life that bring us joy. To be able to connect or truly share someone else's joy. So it probably incorporates a lot of perhaps changing of attitudes, perhaps looking at some of our humanities, and we share to some degree baser feelings like envy and jealousy, resentment. So we as spiritual beings we are still going to at times feel those things, and they are really the opposite to bliss, aren't they? When you think of what we're trying to say, what bliss is, which is like ultimate happiness and joy, when we're feeling envious of someone or jealous of someone or angry at someone, we're not happy and we're not joyous. So it's pretty well a long way from bliss. But we are going to feel those sometimes. We can't, and it's wrong to suppress emotions like that. It's wrong to suppress any emotion at all, really. If it's suppressed, it erupts later on. So it's better to deal with it and recognize it. So when you think about the things that make you happy, the things that bring you joy, try to get more of those things happening in your life if you can, because that overall gives you just a lighter, happier outlook and feeling. It raises your energy, like your vibration. It's not always possible, of course. We all are leading different lives with different challenges. So all I'm saying is to try to focus or bring more things into your life that bring you joy, that bring you happiness, to sort of bring about that balance. But then there's that aspect of being able to feel joy, or like somebody else is feeling very joyous because they've had a success or something like that, and they are really happy and joyful. And if you love them and everything's going good with you, then you'll automatically feel that too. That's how we are. I'm talking about the times when someone you know achieves something and they're feeling like this, and you feel, you get those pangs of, say, jealousy or envy. Now, you can't just immediately change that to joy, but if that ever happens, and I'm not saying it will happen to everyone who's listening to this video, because we're all in different stages of our journey upon the path. You may have actually done what I'm talking about in another life. Okay, and you might be able to just listen to what I'm saying now and say, oh, hey, I can do that. And if that's the case, that's great. And that's a reason to feel joyful for yourself if you realize you can do this. But I'm just putting this out here for those who maybe haven't got there yet and don't even realize that it's something that they actually should look at. So if you do find yourself in that situation where somebody is very joyful, something wonderful's happened to them, and you find you really can't feel joy for them, that you can't feel happy for them because it's affecting you, it's making you feel jealous or envious or resentful, then I'm not even suggesting that you try to turn that into anything else at that time. What I'm suggesting, as part of the path of bliss, so it's a path to walk towards. And so these are some of the things that you may encounter while walking that path towards attaining bliss. So you've identified that and you probably think, I should be happy for them. They've worked hard, they deserve it. I should be able to be happy and celebrate with them. But I can't, because it has triggered something within me. It has triggered a loss or an absence or a lack or something like that. So what you do there is you acknowledge that. You don't beat yourself up. But you think, well, okay, what can I do? What can I do about this lack or about this? Do I have to just accept it? Or can I do something to maybe end up so that I'm in that position that they're in? I can't go into all of the different scenarios here. It would take too long, and I'm not a psychologist. So sometimes you can do this stuff on your own, or you can do it by, sharing with a friend and talking out with friends. But if it's really deep, if this has shown you something, because that's what I'm saying, it's like a lot of the time we don't think about it. We just feel those feelings and accept, well, I'm justified to feel those feelings, and I'm going to feel those feelings. Well, I'm not suggesting that you suppress the feelings. I'm just suggesting that you look at it as something that you might be able to work on, that maybe there's something that you can do to change your life in some way. That means that the next time somebody achieves something like that, you'll actually won't feel that strong feeling, that you'll actually be closer to being able to be happy, happy for them. So, and that's what our life is like sometimes. These things are there to alert us to things that we can work on. And we do have qualified therapists today who can help us. You've got to find one that you resonate with, of course. But as I said, we can do a lot ourselves, provided we sincerely want to. We have to look at it and actually look at it and decide, oh, okay, I understand why I'm feeling like this. And I'm feeling pretty crap. It's not good. I'm the opposite of bliss. I would actually like to be able to feel that joy for that person without feeling this feeling that I have now. And if you actually get to that point where you say, yeah, I want that, I want to be that person, that's your first step. And you can ask your guides to help you. Okay, help me, show me. What do I need to do? Do I need to talk something out? Do I need therapy? Do I just need a change of attitude? Do I just need to, really get up and do something more for myself? Am I just sitting here waiting for everything to happen and turn out for me, and I'm not working towards it? There's so many different things that you could ask here. So on the road to bliss, there are a lot of non-bliss moments, and that's the reality of it. But in the long run, you are eventually going to get there. And the first step is choosing to do whatever it is that you need to do at whatever stage along the journey you are in order to get there. So I'm going to leave this one with you. It's a bit of a different one, something to think about, something to perhaps look at deeply for yourself if you resonate to it. Or it could be somebody else who would find that just listening to this might be just the thing that they need in order to help them to start on a journey of personal development. Because ultimately, spiritual development is personal development. Personal development ends up being spiritual development. That's basically how it is. So thank you for listening to me.